Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Edwards with cookingwithkimberly.com, and I hope y'all are doing well today. I usually update you on the weather because I just don't like cold weather. Today is actually nice and warm. It's a beautiful spring day, a little bit cloudy, overcast, but it's still warm out. And you know I love my tea. I always have my tea around. So when it starts getting warm out, what I like to do is shake things up a bit, and I like to make iced tea with the same tea that's my favorite tea bags. It's an orange pekoe tea. We're going to make ginger lemon iced tea today, and it's going to be from scratch. I know a lot of you probably have never made iced tea from scratch other than, you know, the powdered stuff that you make a whole 1 cup thing in the powder, and it doesn't taste good. It's not good, as good as making it from scratch. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, I can't commit to a whole pitcher. If you can't commit to a whole pitcher, what can you commit to? Come on, people, buck up. You can do it. Drink an iced tea pitcher. So today what we're doing, I have four tea bags. It's orange pekoe tea. And I'm going to add, it's about double the size of a regular pitcher, a regular size pitcher. It holds about 16 cups of liquid, water, tea, whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm adding 2 cups of sugar to this. So that's a 1/2 cup right there. 1 cup. Some of you might think it's silly, me teaching you to do iced tea, but I know a lot of people have probably never actually done it from home. So we are going to do it. All right, so I have 2 cups of sugar in here. I have my black tea bags in here. I have 1 whole lemon I'm about to juice, and I've got about 1/3 of a cup, I'm estimating, about 1/3 of a cup of fresh ginger. Now, I've left the skin on because I'm gonna fish it out after anyway, and there's nutrients in the skin that you wanna keep. I have about 5 slices, about like that. Throw it in. Now, with your citrus fruit, if you're gonna use oranges or you're gonna use lemon, you want to clean it off with a fruit or veggie spray. Rinse it underneath the water to make sure that any of the nasty pesticides or dirt or gross things are gone off of the surface of your lemon or citrus before you put it in. What I like to do is I like to not only juice them, but I like to throw the empty halves in with the hot water. Why? Because there's oil in this skin. There's lemon oil, or if it's the orange, it's orange oil, and it really infuses the flavor, infuses the iced tea really well. Then you're going to fish them out after because it gets bitter if you leave them in there. So when I have my citrus, I'm going to show you. In order to get a lot of the juice out, what I like to do is, it's really simple. You just push on it and roll it. You can feel the juices kind of coming out of the lemon inside. Okay. I don't like to microwave them. You can do that. Slice it in half. You can microwave them, but to me, I feel like it changes the flavor of the lemon, in fact. I think it cooks it almost. So I'm just going to juice it with one of these handy-dandy hand juicer things. Get a little work in, guys. Okay. Throw the empty half in the pitcher. Repeat. Now, I like pulp. I have no problem with pulp. I know my sister doesn't like pulp, but the rest of my family pretty much does. So what we do, I'm just picking out the pits. You don't want pits in there. Nothing goes to waste. Pits are away. Okay, so I am going to add not only the juice, but I'm also going to tap the pulp in to the pitcher. You don't have to do this, but that's just the way I like it. And that's all that matters. So here's the juice in. Bam. Now, if you want to make a more basic recipe, the Southern Sweet Brewed Iced Tea style, I will include the link in the blog post for that recipe. It's just lemon and orange and the tea bags. But this is a nice change. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I have the lemon, the ginger, the tea, the sugar in here. Okay, I've boiled a kettle of hot water. It's just boiled. So I'm pouring it in over top of all this whole mixture mess. Pour the whole pot in. Or you can boil it in a pot on the stove. However you boil your water is fine. Okay. Bam. Now it's important. Black tea should be steeped for 5 minutes, no more. The tea bags need to come out after 5 minutes, so I'm going to set my timer. If you wait longer than 5 minutes, it becomes bitter. Thought you knew. Green tea is even less. If you're doing a green tea iced tea, you're going to only brew it for 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the maximum. Get those tea bags out of there because it gets very, very bitter. Fruit teas without actual tea leaves in, like it's just the fruit and stuff like that, beautiful. They're beautiful to use. They work really well for iced tea. But they can be steeped for as long as you want. It doesn't really go bitter. You're going to have to wait 5 minutes now. I'm sorry, so I'm going to have to fill this time. This is one of my things that reminds me of my childhood. My mom has always made iced tea. In fact, even through the winter, my mom enjoys iced tea. And she used to make it all the time. You could guarantee that there was going to be a pitcher of iced tea in the fridge. And it's going to be lovely. What I've done too, don't forget, I always tell you to experiment, right? So I experiment a lot, as you guys probably gather. One of my favorite iced teas that I've made, I don't personally enjoy mint, but people in my family do. And I had grown in my garden a chocolate mint plant, and I called it After Eight iced tea. And you know, if those After Eights that you get at Christmas time. So it's chocolate mint, and I just used the sprigs of the mint, whole sprigs, and the tea bags in there, and it made it like a chocolate mint iced tea, and that went over really well. But you can use different fruits. You can even use different spices. Don't be afraid. Any spices that you would see in a dessert, sometimes they show up, like cardamom. That would be really good. Lemon cardamom or something like that, orange cardamom. You can surprise yourself. Cinnamon sticks work very well. Again, the ginger, like I'm using today, works very well. Stay away from other crazy ingredients you've never seen in a dessert. If you're experimenting, you might scare yourself. Vanilla works very well sometimes. I've used vanilla teas. Lavender. I love lavender. I would use probably a green tea. It's a little bit more mild, and don't brew it all the way, only 2 minutes or something like that. Use lavender sprigs. That would be really delicious as well. But it's a very delicate flavor, so don't overpower it with everything else. You'd want to just use sugar and the lavender. I wouldn't really use another flavor because it would kind of overpower it unless you used a lot of lavender. So we have about 3 minutes left. So what do you like about iced tea? Iced tea reminds me of my childhood, but it is also an integral part of living down in the southern United States. Everyone has tea, and everyone has their version of tea. If you go into a convenience store down there, you have like 30, 40 different choices of tea, sweetened and unsweetened, and from all different kinds of tea companies, and anything you can think of, pomegranate and blueberry and all kinds of stuff. So even if you go to the store, you can get some kind of ideas of nice combinations that you might want to use. You could even use pomegranate and strain the seeds out. You could use blueberries and strain them out. The sky's the limit. I don't really like using a lot of fresh fruit like strawberries and stuff like that. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work out for me. Anything that's like a soft fruit, anything that's nice and hard works very well. You could even do an apple cinnamon. That would be delicious. That would be really great for like end of summer, start of fall. That would be really, really good. So what you're going to do after this is you're simply going to add cold water to the top, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator to cool down. If you want it to be cool much quicker, add a whole bunch of ice cubes. Very simple, right? What I like, my favorite time is when it's still kind of warm. It's like halfway warm and halfway cold, and that's my favorite. I can't wait till it's cold. Just can't wait because it's too good. So we're about to strain this out. Pick out all these things that we don't need. Hold on. Just 1 second. I will be right back. I'm just getting my cold water ready so that I can pour that in there. The main point of this, you could leave the lemon in here. You could even leave the ginger in here if you wanted to for a little while longer. The ginger could probably stay till you're done your pitcher nearly, but the tea bags, they need to go. You don't want bitter iced tea. And there's my timer. Easy peasy, right? Okay, I'm going to take the lemon out this time, and I'm going to leave the ginger in until it cools. Simple, right? Nothing fancy. Okay, right 1 second. Here's my filtered water, because that's what I use. It comes out of my tap. Try and use filtered water. It will give you a cleaner taste, I guess you could say. Doesn't come from your city sewer. There we go. So I'm just filling that up to the top. You're gonna stir that in. And what you're gonna do is a quick taste test. Grab yourself a little clean spoon. So good. Now that's summer for you, if I don't know anything other than summer. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna pour it into a nice little glass for you guys to see. So now you can look like a champion making your own fresh iced tea, which is better than any iced tea you're gonna buy in a store, anywhere. There's my iced tea. Let me see. Right now it's at the perfect temperature for me. I love it when it's warm like that, and I just put the cold water in. You're gonna love that. It's perfectly sweet. You could cut back on the sugar if you want to. We like sweet stuff, and it's one of my only indulgences is tea, so I'm going to enjoy my sugar today. So I hope you do try these recipes. I hope you figure out new recipes and experiment with flavors and all kinds of cool stuff. Let me know about it. Make sure you tune in on YouTube, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. Go on to Twitter and follow me at cookingwithkime with a capital E. Go to facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly and interact with me on the fan page. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I hope that you guys try this, enjoy it, sit on your front porch and enjoy the fruits of your labor in your kitchen. Stay tuned, eat deliciously. Ciao.